Hi guys, I'm going to go over and I'm going to explain number one since we didn't really get finished with it in class, and then I'm going to explain how to do a problem like two, just two and three, just set them up, and then I'll show you four. Four looks like a problem we did, but it's a little different because we have two unknown variables. All right, so in number one, remember I'm going to set up x to be the ones, and I'm going to make y be the tens. Again, you can use different variables. So we know the sum of the digits is 8. We do not want to use guess and check for these types of problems because these are ones that you're going to waste a lot of time on testing with and kind of ruin some time. However, if this is the last problem you had to do and you had time to burn, then by all means you could guess and check. That's a valid strategy. So now I have to set up two things. So I know my tens digits. So my digits times 10, and then my x is going to be a number. And I also know that when I reverse them, meaning my ones becomes my tens, so that's why it's the tens, that number gets decreased by 18. So I'm going to solve kind of first this system, but not with n, so I don't need to really find that number. So I'm going to plug in. Every time I see an n for this, I'm going to write 10y plus x. Okay, and now I'm going to solve the equation. The good thing is this part is always going to be the same, so you might just be able to remember how this formula looks and not actually have to solve for this every time. So now I have this equation, and I'm going to use this. So we're going to solve. So we have x plus y equals 18. And I have 9, we'll make that positive 9x. Oops, 8. That should be 8, not 18. And negative 18. Make sure that you have the right variables lined up because my y came first here, but my x comes here. So I'm going to cancel out my y. That's why not? So that's going to become 9x plus 9y equals 72. And then I have 9x minus 9y equals negative 18. So I'm going to solve this. Set it up. And we're going to have 18x equals 54. So x is going to equal 3. So I know my ones digit is going to be a 3. And then I can plug that in. 3 plus something gives me 8, so y has to be 5. So I know my 3 is my ones, my 5 is my 10, so the number has to be, the number is 53. Okay, so I'm going to show 2. So I'm going to make x be my first number, number 1. I'm going to make y be my second number. So I know the value of two numbers is their sum is 17. So I know x plus y equals 17. And their difference is 1. And this is nice and set up for us. So I can do 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X would equal 9. And then so 9 minus y equals 1. So y has to equal 8. So the numbers are 9 and 8. Okay, now comes number 4. Number 4 looks very similar to what we have done in the past. So it says a plane traveled, this way, a plane traveled 1,309 miles to Rome and back. Trip there was with the wind. It took 11 hours. The trip back was into the wind. The trip back took 17 hours. With the plane, find the speed of the plane in still air and the speed of the wind. So remember when we were doing our regular distance, rate, and time problems, we were just finding the speed of the wind, or we were finding the speed of the plane. We weren't finding both, so that's why we can't solve with our table whole setup. So we're going to still use our fabulous formula, distance equals rate times time. And we're going to help that set up because we want to really find the rate. So that would be rate would equal distance over time. So I'm going to help find the distance there. So since that was 13,900, it took 11 hours. So 119 was my rate. And coming back, it was 1309, but it took us 17 hours. So 7 is my rate. So now I want to figure out when I'm going there, it's with the wind. So the wind's helping me. It's adding to my wind speed. Oh, I should define my variables. P is going to be for the plane. W is going to be for the wind. So I know that would give me my total rate, because these are two rates adding to my total. But on the way back, the wind hurt me. It took away from my speed. So it's going to be 77. So I'm going to add them together. So I have 2P equals 196. So my plane is going to be 98 miles per hour. And then I'm going to plug that into 98 plus W equals 119 minus 98, 8. And the wind would be 21. So finally I know my plane speed, miles per hour, and the wind is 21 miles per hour. Obviously this is going to be an average. I doubt the wind's going to blow constantly at this. I'm not going to constantly go at that. If you have any other questions with a problem, feel free to email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Good luck and stay safe with the snow if it snows.